Welcome to DP.
And here it comes. Swing and a miss. And the World Series Game 7 winning Curly W is in the books. Dagger! It's 1974. The Washington Capitals are the 2018 Stanley Cup champions. I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
Despite all this, despite the churn, my approval ratings keep going up.
We are ready to give our 500% support back to this franchise, back to this city, back to this team after Snyder leaves. And then this is the poo-poo you put on the field.
For the very first time, the Washington Mystics are WNBA champions.
The Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels.
I'm gonna support fake teams that can't ruin my life.
Did you call bank? I call game.
Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business.
Hello, one. Hello, all. Hello, FP. Episode number 370 of the DTC podcast. My name is Joe. It is a very warm Monday afternoon here in DC. We are recording a little bit out of cycle here, FP, but I got to be honest, when the schedule presents an opportunity to get a daytime pod in, we usually jump at it. And we had 4 confirmed, and then in the span of 30 minutes, we had 2 drop out, and then it became decision time. Do you go and record the show? Do you wait? What do we do? We've made the decision to go. So if you hear some voices pop in here about halfway through, it's likely going to be the voice of Andy and LP who are going to try to move things around and get in here. To be honest, we're really only discussing a couple of topics. This is our first week of really non-football to discuss in 18, if I'm not mistaken, FP, if you count the preseason warm-ups and some of the, this is the first one in a long time where we're not breaking down a weekend full of games. And I mean, who gives a crap about the Pro Bowl? I didn't watch a second of anything on it. In fact,
did the Pro Bowl even happen yet?
I don't think it happened. I think it was moved. It was
the fact that you don't even know when the Pro Bowl is, they need to just either make it respectable to the point where players want to be in the Pro Bowl and there's an ounce of respect given to it and players striving to make it, or just nix the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
I mean, are you interested in the flag football or the 3-on-3 or see if you can catch the ball falling into a trampoline? No. I don't know what the hell this is.
No, but I will say there's another reason why we're going today. Happy anniversary.
Oh.
4 years on the dot. 4 years today.
Yeah.
Since we heard the new name, Washington Commanders. 4-year anniversary. Let's go back in time and revisit how many people.
I think I have the drop.
How many people are still on the team?
Right?
Is this it?
Senior advisor, NFL legend, Doug Williams, the first black quarterback to start and win
22.
in the Super Bowl in the NFL when he played for his team. And we also have team captain Jonathan Allen, who, oh, by the way, is heading to his
none of these bozos are still here. Is this the haha?
Good morning to you. Let's not, folks, wait. Let's not drag it out, Jason. What is the new team name?
Doug
We
Williams.
are the Commanders.
The Commanders. The Washington Commanders.
Turn this crap off. I don't want to. Oh my God.
Nobody is still on the team. Absolutely. Jonathan Allen isn't even there.
Kind of miss Jonathan Allen.
Taylor's not there. No GM. Not the same owner. Not the same coach.
Doug is still around, and his kid is now here, right? I mean, you're big on. Was it JD? What's his name?
Yeah, JD.
Yeah, the other Williams. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Happy 4-year anniversary up here. I wasn't prepared for that. I just happened to have the sounder in the board because I just saw it.
Freaking crazy. But yeah, that's how slow.
This is the last time we heard from Snyder. Basically, was around that same time. That's wild, man. 4 years. 4 years. We've been to the playoffs once in 4 years, and it was a deep run, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, there's only a couple of topics I'm hoping to hit on here. I mean, it is it is a warm Monday. I know I said that in the open. It's 32 degrees, I think. It is effectively 3 times warmer than it has been in the last 2 weeks.
It's
So
basically spring outside compared
it's basically spring. Yeah. Schools are still closed, and the beta culture of Fairfax County is in like full display at this point, right? Well, the kids can't stand in the cold. The kids can't go because the bus stops are not plowed. The sidewalks aren't available. And I don't want to do the old man bit of like please grow a pair. We used to do all of this stuff. But if the county is waiting for sidewalks to be available, let me check my Palm Pilot. That's going to be March. Like at the rate we're going. Like,
I mean, basically the blizzard of 96. I'm pretty sure we missed what 2 or 3 days, and then we were right back in it.
Maybe a week.
Okay, fine, a week.
Yeah, but this is insanity. I mean, the county last week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday canceled. Thursday, Friday were scheduled teacher work days. But you had all of last week to make sure that the schools were going to be ready to open today. And yesterday afternoon, they're like, oh, yeah, nope, not ready. Sorry. Parents figure it out.
I haven't seen any snowplows on the road. The roads are still terrible. Not even like bobcats in parking lots to do like the small fine-tuning plowing.
Well, I mean, this is ice. We're not dealing with snow anymore.
Yeah, but that's what you get a bobcat. Break it up and move
have you seen the private? Like some people are just hiring like private contractors. They're literally chiseling ice. Like one guy's smashing it with a hammer, and then one guy's trying to lift blocks of ice. The whole thing sucks. But anyway, that's not why we're here, FP. The Super Bowl is in 6 days. The build up to this one it's interesting. I think the media is desperate to make this into a competitive game. I think most people agree it will not be super competitive. This is a David and Goliath. When you just look at it purely on paper, the Seahawks should win this handily, right? I mean, the Seahawks really, like Ginger Jesus should go out there, and as long as he doesn't throw 2 picks and and late in the game, they should win this comfortably by 2
I mean, I'm expecting the Seahawks to buzzsaw right through the Pats, right? Like you have the redemption arc of for not running it with beast mode, and they get the crazy win over the Seahawks. That's one thing. So the Seahawks fans in general, they want that redemption, but just team for team, so much better, so much more balanced, better run attack. But maybe that's the weakest, the run attack. But everything else, I think, is stronger.
I feel like the running games are actually very comparable. I think if both teams at full strength, I actually think the running games are a wash.
If they kept if Charbonnet was still in, then it's probably comparable. But just Walker, edge to the Patriots. But
assuming they're both healthy as well. Like I mean, Ramondre and Travion have. I mean, they should be fine. I mean, everybody's had extra time to heal up here. I think again, the running games I think are comparable. The difference to me is going to come down to both defenses have been stout, and I know you're gonna hit me with the strength of schedule, and it's a valid point. Like we've had a whole week to look at the strength of schedule and to see who the Patriots have actually beat, to see the head coaches they've gone up against, most of whom are no longer employed with that team when they beat them. So it is the Seahawks are the favorites here. The line has moved a couple times. I don't know if you've got it in front of you, but the line has moved up and down a little bit. I think we're going to see a lot of money come in on the Pats towards the end of the week. I still think Seattle wins. I just don't see a scenario, where Darnold plays average and they lose. He would have to play terrible for the Pats to win. That's how I see it. Like even one mistake is forgivable because they have so much firepower. I don't know if San Francisco presents a home field advantage to either team, but clearly Seattle is significantly closer to San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, not having to leave your time zone as a West Coast team definitely helps. It's harder to go West Coast, East Coast time than it is to go East Coast, West Coast time, right?
Harder than East Coast. Because the East Coast teams would be playing effectively a night game.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll be okay. Yeah. So, but you're right. If the game was being played in Tampa, you would say that's a little bit different. Like Seattle has to travel across the country.
Yeah, blah, blah, exactly.
Blah, right? So, yeah, I mean, but the proximity also. I mean, Seattle will likely show up in San Francisco. Media obligations start this week, but I think like that's a city they're familiar with. They play there at least once a season anyway. Like this is,
I'm not basically home field advantage for them.
It's as close to home as you can be.
I mean, the freaking the 12s, stupid team. They'll travel, right?
They should travel.
They'll take over San Francisco and all the bars and everything.
I mean, look, if we were fortunate enough to have the Skins playing in a Super Bowl in New York, we would travel
for
right?
sure.
Even if not in the stadium, we'd be in
yeah,
the
we're
park.
going to take over the city. Yeah,
100%. Right. So, and I expect the same. I mean, do you think, like, make your prediction? I know you went Seattle last week. You called it, like, you know, we said we weren't picking it, and you picked it last week. Are you changing your tune, or are you sticking with Seattle in this one?
I think I'm going to stick with Seattle, and I think so. This is the first Super Bowl in 9 years, maybe 10 years, where you have two defensive-minded head coaches facing each other in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Right. So I think if you make the defenses a wash, I'm going offensive firepower Seattle. They get the edge. I think Clint Kubiak, right before he leaves the team, he's probably going to Oakland. I think he's going to have a masterful offensively called game. And I think, like you said, it all depends on Darnold. But right now, Darnold has proven he can get – listen, he's the most winningest QB in the last 2 seasons. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
he got the big game done against the Rams.
Yes.
So far he's firing on all cylinders. His oblique's going to be healed a little bit more. I'm going Seahawks.
I also don't think he has to do
always 35-10.
35-10. For football fans, I hope that's not how our season ends, right? I mean, that would not be fun, right? Unless it's all scored in the fourth quarter, like that. That's just not fun. So, with regards to Darnold, though, he doesn't have to do much to win this game, right? He really just doesn't have to make mistakes, hand the ball off, control the clock, and they should be okay. Like, in the end, I think they will be okay. The Patriots, to give the flip side of it, the Patriots are going to have to do something spectacular to win this game. Drake May is going to have to come out and go, he's going to have to complete 70 or more % of his passes. He's going to have to, Stephon.
You can't put up a pedestrian 130 yards passing. No.
The receivers are going to have the top two receivers are going to have to combine for like 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the tight ends are going to have to do, maybe like a buck. Like, it's going to have to be a tremendous offensive explosion from the Pats, which they have done, but not against the defense like Seattle.
Listen, I love to poo-poo on Drake May, and there's the whole draft class debate about who's the best QB in the draft class. And like I said, I think you just need to look at it as the draft class at a whole is one of the better draft classes. And I would
that's because ultimately defending JD5, but go ahead.
Well, it's not that, but ultimately I would like to see Drake May put up JD5 type numbers a la last season. I'm just saying.
Jaden hasn't played in 2 months, right?
I'm just saying, Jaden's playoff performance last year.
Yes.
He put up really good numbers in just the playoffs.
In half of the games in the playoffs. Yes.
In 2 out of the 3
2
games.
of 3. Okay. 66%. Yes.
Okay. I'm just saying, it would be nice to see Drake May put up good numbers. I'm rooting for him to put up good numbers.
I'm worried about this. And I said this in the offline chat.
I don't think he can.
If Drake May goes out there, lights everybody on fire, and wins a Super Bowl in year 2,
there's no pressure on Jaden.
You're insane. The pressure on Caleb and Jaden in particular is off the chart.
No.
How do you say that? How do you reach that conclusion?
There's no pressure.
How is there no pressure?
They already have playoff wins within 2 years of starting the career. They both already have playoff wins.
Yes, but
have won the big game. There's no pressure.
What big? Well, there's only one big game, FP, and they neither have made it that far.
No. Winning major upsets in the playoffs.
Well, now you're moving the goalpost, but okay.
Well, obviously, they have a big game win in the playoffs already. It's all the same.
But you agree. But this is where you and I disagree, and I'm not fully understanding the logic here. If Drake May goes out and wins the Super Bowl in year 2, like, as a Patriots fan, you'd be thrilled. You just rebuilt on the fly. You literally rebuilt on the fly. You had 2 seasons,
but that's what we're getting into here, right? Like, Drake May didn't do much, and he has playoff wins against not that good a competition.
Yeah. I mean,
but when you remember what Caleb did, right? He went up against probably better teams than Drake May, and he got wins until they ultimately lost on a heartbreaker. And then if you go a year further back, Jaden did it against the Super Bowl favorite, or one of the Super Bowl favorites, in the Detroit Lions, and curb stomped them. with a very elite performance.
I'm not challenging you on any of this. I agree with you.
But all I'm saying is, like,
how do you say that Drake winning the Super Bowl wouldn't put pressure on Jaden and Caleb?
I think pressure might be the wrong word. I think Caleb and Jaden are probably like, all right, like, we got next, and maybe like a little self-motivation comes into play. But I think from a franchise standpoint, I don't think the Bears and I don't think the Commanders are looking at their QBs and being like, you guys need to step up. You're not fulfilling what we drafted you for. I don't think that pressure is there. Maybe a little self-motivation, draft class competition, sure.
Honestly, I want to believe you, and I want to be on the same page with you on this one, because I don't want pressure on our guy. I don't.
You need the DC media needs to stop being toxic. We are like, listen.
You go and take that on. That's good.
No, but I'm saying DC sports media. Listen, look, Washington Post is gone. They don't do sports anymore. It's on my list. Desk went bye-bye, right? So there's a void there. Let's fill it in with DTC.
But we want positive reporting.
Not positive reporting. Positive reporting. Non-toxic
no longer defeat
reporting.
The curse.
There's a difference between non-toxic and positive, and it's called neutral. Just lay it out there.
Well,
we don't need hot takes.
You made a good point, and we can come back to this. I know Andy was kind of had some thoughts on this too, about covering the teams and how the Washington Post in particular, which has been a premier sports desk for 40 years longer,
4 or 5 decades.
It basically doesn't exist anymore. But I am curious, when you look at a team. Like, where do the Patriots go from here? I think this is the big question, right? Like, the Patriots are in the Super Bowl. If they were to win it, I think there's going to be pressure on Drake's classmates, right? From a draft perspective, the folks that were the other quarterbacks drafted in the same class. But when they lose the Super Bowl, and I'm picking them to lose, I think you're picking them to lose, and I think Andy's picking them to lose as well. Where do the Patriots go from here? Right? Like, what do they actually need in this upcoming draft to get back to where they are? And throw out strength of schedule, because I mean they beat up on the opponents that they were scheduled against. If you were the GM of the Patriots, you got the coach, you got the quarterback, you've got 2 stud running backs, you've got 3 serviceable tight ends, you've got 2 wide receivers.
You need a big weapon. You need AJ Brown. You need a big weapon.
I think AJ Brown would put them into a different category of offensive weaponry.
Yeah, I mean, McDaniels isn't leaving to go be a head coach anywhere anytime soon. He's probably going to be another, entirety of Drake May's career OC, a la Tom Brady had, right? So, yeah, you just build on the same exact offense. You get stronger O-line, stronger wide receiver weapon, and you're good, right? So, but it comes down to Drake May needs to play elite football. He's not going to be able to be the Drake May of 2025 against a first place schedule next season.
But like it's the point. It's the point you've made many times in the past, right? He's in his second season. Like, this is all house money, right?
But that's what I'm saying. There's no pressure for any of these QBs because they're all in their rookie contracts and they all already have huge playoff wins. Where you're seeing the pressure is where you see the GM of the Vikings. He got fired because the guy he kicked out, Sam Darnold,
don't tell Ryan
the guy he wanted, JJ McCarthy, not doing it for him.
Yeah. Well, don't tell Ryan Clark, because Ryan Clark is convinced it was a racial firing. It's so stupid. So stupid. RC is like the champion now. He's become that person of just everything is racial. Everything is racial. Like, no, he lost his job because he traded away a quarterback who won 14 games.
Yeah.
And if he was still on your roster, likely basically pushes you into the playoffs, if not guarantees you,
if the Vikings ran it back with Darnold, with that defense that they had this year, with Justin Jefferson playing better than he did, 100% they're in the Super Bowl. At the very least, they're NFC Championship game. At the very least,
they're in the mix. They're in that final.
The Seahawks, if they don't have Darnold, if they keep Geno, if they do whatever, Seahawks aren't the Seahawks, right?
No, they're not where they are right now with Pete Carroll and Geno. There's no way. There's not
even if you kept Mike McDonald and Geno, or Mike McDonald and any other person.
Yeah,
the Seahawks probably aren't there. So where's your competition? The Bears, you probably could have beat the Vikings. Probably could have beat up on the Bears, right? Yep. Divisional matchup with Sam Darnold. You could have done it against the Packers, divisional matchup.
I mean, you were down on the Bears, though. I think the Bears were actually better than we give them credit for defensively.
They were a leaky defense, and I think you saw it, right? Opportunistic secondary, but when you go into prevent defense and you have Matt Stafford there to upset you, he's going to upset you.
So you brought up a point about the staff around Vrabel and the Patriots. Obviously, this week there was a huge vote on Belichick. Belichick not going into the Hall of Fame as a first ballot. That was surprising to me. And honestly, if he doesn't deserve to go in as a first ballot from a head coaching perspective, nobody does. They should just remove it. Like, it shouldn't even be an option then for coaches. I mean, I feel like this was not fair to him. I feel like, yes, maybe his reputation was tarnished with the North Carolina stuff and the girlfriend that's a third of his age. I get the optics on some of this stuff, but his accomplishments in Foxborough were, I mean, how do you not put him in to the Hall of Fame immediately, FP? Is he not Hall of Fame material? He's a first balloter in my book.
Listen, when the news first broke, I think initially I was like, well, that's stupid, right? Like, obviously he's a Hall of Fame coach. But then if you're going to start nitpicking and you go first ballot, not first ballot, like, will he eventually become Hall of Fame? Sure. I can make the argument for both sides, right? I can make the argument. Obviously, the argument's very easy to make that he's a first-time Hall of Fame QB or first ballot Hall of Fame coach. But if you make the argument on why he's not, you just have to look at Tom Brady. That's it.
I don't think that's fair, though, because he had Brady, but what did
he do before Tom Brady? What did he do after Tom Brady?
I don't think that's. I don't think.
Does he have a Hall of Fame career without Tom Brady?
Well, no.
His time in Cleveland was terrible. He was a defensive assistant in New York.
Yeah.
Didn't really do much for that vault.
I hear you, but
right. And then after Tom Brady, he not only wasted a Mac Jones who you saw sort of get fixed under Kyle Shanahan, serviceable-ish, more so than when he was in New England. And then Drake May comes in, and really you have kind of the foundation of the team didn't really change from Bill Belichick to Vrabel, right? He didn't change it too much. Yeah. You had a few key pieces on the D-line. You add in Drake May. You bring in Diggs. Okay,
but being that good for that long with a team, and keep in mind, he was also GMing a lot of this stuff, right? He was the one that traded for Randy and then traded. And
right, but how much of the GM issues?
Got rid of Wilford.
But there's a lot of GM issues that happened under the reign of Tom Brady if they don't have Tom Brady.
Okay, right? But are you holding things like Deflategate against Belichick?
Yeah, but that's the other part, right? There's the whole list of scandals that come out of it, right? Deflategate.
One I remember. What was the other one? There was another cheating one.
The video camera,
video
recording practices.
But, okay.
I'm just saying he's a Hall of Fame coach. There's no question about that. But if you want to make the argument of first ballot, not first ballot, I get where some of the voters came out and were like, no. Now, if that was the reason for saying no, well, that's the thing. If the reason they're saying no is because they're like, without Tom Brady, he did nothing. With Tom Brady, he won everything. That's more on Tom Brady than on Bill Belichick. I can get that if that's what they're saying. But the scandal that's coming out of it is like, oh, well, this is our form of punishing him because he kind of got out of Deflategate or Spygate or whatever, like without anything. Like, this is our way of punishing. That's bullshit, right? If you have 11 random media journalists out there that decide upon themselves to punish a Hall of Fame coach, that's trash. You can't do that. If you want to come but if you want to come out and be like, I'm the one that voted no, and I voted no because
but they don't do that. You and I both know they're not going to do that, right? I just feel like he's being like, Brady gets all, like, the way this is stacking up right now, Brady gets all the credit, right? And it's because he went on obviously to Tampa and continued to win, and I get that. I mean, and it's fair for the pro Brady argument. I just don't think, like, Deflategate included Tom Brady. Brady was the one destroying phones, if you remember. Like, Brady wasn't like it was happening without him. He was the one at the center of it, basically telling the ball boys to deflate the balls. That was Brady. Remember, it was his phone that was magically misplaced and broken and whatever. So the same should happen then to Brady. If you're making an example out of Bill, you should probably do the same with Tom. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, but how many of those Super Bowls are coming off of the offensive arm of Tom Brady? They're not winning Super Bowls out of insane defensive-minded championships. Maybe that last Patriots Super Bowl against McVay's Rams, where Bill Belichick had the defensive genius on how to stop that Rams offense, he gets that Super Bowl victory, right? Great. That chalk went up to a defensive Super Bowl victory. Bill Belichick. Everything else is Tom Brady in the offense. So Bill Belichick, boy wonder of a defensive schemes and defensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
None of them really came from
they had some dominant defenses. I remember
you hate defensive-minded coaches. You hate Dan Quinn. You hate all of this. If the Redskins,
Ron Rivera is a problem in DC because he's not doing anything.
Listen, if the Redskins now,
hold on, don't I had promised myself I wasn't going to get worked up when I feel like we agreed you weren't going to bring up Dan Quinn, but since you did,
I'm just saying, if they win 8 Super Bowls right now, are you going to say it's Dan Quinn and not the offense?
Let's win one and then we can talk about the next 7 that follow it. Okay, but I made it a point last week to not let you rope me into the 28-3 vortex, but since you brought up Dan Quinn, okay. You continue to carry water for him. It wasn't his fault that the team he was responsible for coaching squandered a 28-3 lead, couldn't manage a single point in the second half, and you keep putting all the blame at Kyle Shanahan's feet. I don't understand this. FP.
Not all the blame. I'm just saying you can't look at DQ and be like, it's your fault you lost 20.
He's the coach. What are you talking about? He's responsible for the team. He's the one that marched into the sideline with a grin on his face, up 28-3 against Brady in the Super Bowl, then came out of the same tunnel, shit the bed, ended up losing 35-28, and then suddenly it's Kyle's fault.
Did he call the offense?
Oh my God. The offense managed 0 points. Yes, I hear you.
Okay.
The defense that only gave up 3 in the first half gave up 32.
Okay. And who's the defensive coordinator for that Falcons team?
Dan Quinn.
No, Raheem Morris.
Oh my God. So the whole game, what is Dan Quinn's job then? Tell me, what is the head coach's job?
The thing that you bitch about him the entire time. He's a CEO coach and he sits on the sideline.
What
he does nothing.
Was Dan Quinn's job?
If he's the coach that does nothing.
Got you, Andy. We got you. What is Dan Quinn's job? Just give me a second here, Andy, because I hate you so much, FP. We said we weren't going to talk about it.
You know what?
You can't.
I will never back down from fighting you, unlike the rest of the team in the offline chat. I will.
You want to talk about all those? Listen,
I will fight those
verbally. Freaking betas in the offline chat. You know what? Let's just take a second here. Sorry, I'm just going to have to do it.
Let's bring the rant because I'm on your
Peter
side.
Recommended the worst movie of all time. Still hasn't watched it and refuses to basically acknowledge that he wasted all of our time collectively. Matt then came in and just lobbed a grenade over the fence, taking shots at Kobe Bryant. How many times did I say, pick any time? I don't care when it is. We will hit record and I will crush you in this conversation.
No, they were all scared to
absolutely. And then his Brolo came in. I don't know if that was public or not, but Joe comes in. Razzie comes in. He's like, "Oh, I agree with Matt. Yeah, Steph is the best ever. Kobe's crap." Okay, turn on the mics. We'll have this conversation. Can you show me stats? No, it's just a feeling. Okay, great. We can debate feelings. No problem. It'll make for a great show. Did anybody step up?
No, nobody stepped up.
That was a week ago. Anybody step up? Anybody even acknowledge that it happened? No. They all tucked their willies and called it a day. Called it a weekend.
You know who doesn't tuck their willy? Me. I will always fight you on whatever subject.
Back to you and Dan Quinn. How is Dan Quinn not personally responsible as the head coach of the Falcons for managing 0 points in the second half of the Super Bowl while simultaneously giving up 32 to his opponent? How is he not to blame?
Personally responsible? No. It is his coaching staff. Kyle Shanahan completely changed how that offense was being ran in the second half. Completely changed it. He called it completely
so Bill
different
Belichick
offense.
didn't make any adjustments.
Listen, this is
Brady,
what we're talking. Listen, this is I need you to remove the hot take from your voice and look at this rationally.
That's such a cheap shot.
Hold on, no,
This
just
is not
saying,
a hot
I'm
take.
just saying, look at this.
You
Look at
realize
this rationally.
everyone agrees with me.
No,
You're taking the hot take.
Just
You're the
pause,
one telling
pause,
you're the one
pause for
telling
1
these
second.
fans
Pause.
that everything is fine. That Ron Rivera 2.0.
My tagline
clearly-
is the voice of reason for a reason. Pause and look. Let me just paint the portrait for you. I'm gonna Bob Ross all over this podcast.
That's a good pull.
The debate right before this is Bill Belichick a Hall of Fame coach or not? And we went into all of the Super Bowl discussions. Were they defensive wins? Were they offensive wins? Did he do it with Tom Brady? Did he not do it with Tom Brady? Right. So right now the debate is Bill Belichick, is he a good coach or not? You contrast that with Dan Quinn. Is he a good coach or not? You go to DTC episode 349 to 300. Joe is on the podcast saying he is a coach that does nothing, that has zero input, that has no ability to dictate what happens on offense or defense or anything. He just stands there and crosses his arms and you bitch. Okay, fine. But then that can't be your stance. And then he gets 100% of the blame when the offense doesn't do anything right or the defense.
He's in
doesn't do anything
charge.
right.
What are you talking about? Yes, he does get all the blame. Yes, he does. He's responsible for hiring Joe Witt. Joe Witt sucks.
So he was responsible for hiring Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan sucked. Is that the next sentence out of your mouth?
I'm saying it is halftime of the Super Bowl. You have a half a game to go with a 4-score lead. And you can't even hold on.
So the head coach goes to his offensive coordinator and says, we have half a game to go. We're up 28-3.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
Things aren't going your way halfway through the third or at the beginning of the fourth. You don't take over. You don't step in. You don't.
How does Dan Quinn take in over Kyle Shanahan? He goes to Kyle Shanahan and he's like, run the ball more, kill clock.
What the Andy's flashing something.
What is this?
What is this, Andy? Andy, what is
Belichick versus every first ballot Hall of Fame coach? Just type
it
it out.
I would just say it.
I'm gonna text it to you. I'm just gonna read it out loud. So Bill Belichick, Don Shula, Chuck Noll, Tom Landry.
Okay.
3 of those are Hall of Fame coaches, legendary coaches, some would argue, right? Bill Belichick has 31 playoff wins. Tom Landry, the next highest coach, 20 playoff wins. That's 11 more playoff wins. That's
basically a season.
Not a small number.
Yeah, it's because he had Tom Brady playing in
Belichick,
45.
6 Super Bowls as a head coach. The next highest, Chuck Noll, and he's got 4, which isn't terrible. These guys were all first ballot Hall of Famers. Bill Belichick, 302 regular season wins. The next closest person, or Chuck Noll, the guy who has 4 Super Bowls, the next closest Super Bowls, has 193 regular season wins.
I'm with Andy 100%. Keep going.
Guy should have been, this guy should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. There is no debate about it.
Listen, I agree. All I said is you can find the way to argue both sides of it.
I don't think you can argue against it unless you're holding him personally responsible for the cheating.
This is what got us into Dan Quinn. How much does
stop saying his name? I don't want to hear the name anymore.
How much does Bill Belichick play into what the offense did with Tom Brady and McDaniels? Nothing.
Bro,
he did nothing.
He's the CEO of a company, pretty much. If you think about it that
nothing.
Way, oh my gosh,
he did nothing. McDaniels left, bad season. Tom Brady left, bad season. He does
How is
nothing.
the guy who manages people not be responsible?
This is a classic definition of responsibility versus accountability. This is what this boils down to.
Professor
This is
Andy.
what it boils down to. No, it's not.
Okay.
FP is he's hammering on the who's responsible part. We're hammering on the accountability part. There's a very big difference between the two.
I don't disagree with anything you just said.
Neither do I.
Okay. So Dan Quinn is responsible for the accountable parties. So when
he's not accountable for the loss.
He is accountable, but he's not responsible for it.
Okay,
I think
there you go. He's accountable, but not responsible for the loss.
Well, but he's also in the unique position where he can take over, right? He can tell Kyle, hey, we're not calling this crap anymore.
No,
run the ball.
He can't.
Why not?
He's not an offensive coach. How is he going to take over the offense? He's not an offensive minded coach. What's he going to do?
I don't know if you
Is
have
he-
to be
is he gonna-
offensive
is he gonna
minded
get
to
into-
look at the
he's gonna
scoreboard
get
and say,
into-
hey, we're losing our lead. Do something different.
Okay, if you're telling me that Kyle Shanahan couldn't get to that conclusion himself and he needed Dan Quinn to be like, hey, we're losing to something
Well,
different.
look, I'm a Kyle guy, and I'm very happy for all he's accomplished. Has he been able to get over the hump
That's
himself?
Okay,
my
look, we
argument.
don't know. Maybe Dan
That's my
Quinn did go to
argument the whole
Kyle.
time.
Yeah.
Maybe he did go to Kyle and say, change it up. And he did.
My
or
my
whatever
entire
happened did
argument
work.
this whole
We
time
don't
is
know.
Kyle Shanahan has been doing the same mistake everywhere else. So it's a Kyle Shanahan reason they lost the Super Bowl.
I don't know,
He,
man.
he does the same mistake in San Francisco.
28-3 is a freaking huge number.
Okay.
Huge number.
And that comes back to the
I mean,
Bill
think
Belichick
about
argument.
Belichick at halftime in that locker room with the Patriots. He's not doing some work in there. He's not.
You're gonna.
working,
I
he's not going
guarantee.
to his assistants and saying, "Hey, this is what we're going to do different."
I guarantee you, he didn't do as much as Tom Brady being like, "Hey, they completely changed their defense, and now that we're getting more time on the field, we can do this, 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 and this, and this." And him and McDaniels are sitting there and being like, "We just figured out how they're doing their defense,
Look,
and we just figured out that their offense is sucking, so they're not being able to stay on the field. So if we get the ball back 4 more times, we can go out and put up a win."
It's fair. I'm not. You're right. And McDaniels deserves a lot of credit too. This guy has just done it again, right, with another quarterback, right? I mean, he really
he's a great offensive minded coach. He
Absolutely.
cannot be a head coach.
That's fine.
Dan
but keep
Quinn
climbing-
can be a head coach,
Keep
but
climbing the chain. Keep climbing the ladder. I mean, in any organization, any well-run business, like just because you're an all-star employee, it doesn't mean like the CEO or the CFO is not going to get credit for the company or the organization as a whole
I
doing
agree.
well. Like
Sure.
it's just a cog in the big
I
machine.
agree, but my whole thing is Bill Belichick removed from the cog of Tom Brady is not a successful business. Okay. Dan Quinn removed from the failure of 28-3 had Legion of Boom, a great Dallas defense, and got the Washington Commanders to NFC Championship game.
So I mean, that is the best argument you've made yet.
But all I'm saying is you can poo-poo the 28-3 and you can say Dan Quinn sucks, but his resume outside of Kyle Shanahan ruining in that Super Bowl game was winning.
Well, and if look,
I get that point, but sorry, Joe, give me a sec, because like remove Bill Belichick, remove Dan Quinn, sure, but they weren't removed. They were there. They were the head coaches. That doesn't matter. Like they were there. We can talk about if they weren't there, but
the argument against the argument about why Bill Belichick could possibly not be a first ballot Hall of Fame coach. We're not saying he's not a Hall of Fame coach.
it's only the cheating.
We're saying first ballot is cheating, but then also he hasn't done it without Tom Brady. He didn't do it in New York. He didn't do it in Cleveland. He didn't do it post Tom Brady.
I don't think that's I don't think that's a requirement. I don't think that's a requirement.
Why is that not a requirement?
I mean, I don't think. I don't
Do
see
you not
why
think that this conversation completely changes if Bill Belichick was still the coach of the New England Patriots instead of Vrabel, and he takes Drake May to the Super Bowl, and he had maybe a 4-year blip until he figured it out post Tom Brady? But guess what?
I don't think it works that way. I think it's about what they've already accomplished. I don't think it's about hypotheticals or what he.
Fine. You can go a layer deeper. He went to the NCAA. He went to North Carolina. He had 2 seasons. They did absolutely nothing. But you know who had two?
Nobody factors their NCAA
because Indiana took a coach from JMU, a much less winning coach from another college.
I'm saying, but it's not. It's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Anything that Saban accomplished in college shouldn't apply to his terrible stint in Miami as a head coach.
Talking about the genius of a coach that makes him a Hall of Fame.
I'm not talking about the genius of a coach. I'm talking about his on-field accomplishments. While at the helm of the team, he won 6 Super Bowls. That's it. Andy rattled off the stats.
Tom Brady.
Okay, he had Tom Brady. Fine. Yeah, Andy Reid has Patrick Mahomes. You're going to hold
Andy Reid was winning without Patrick Mahomes.
He never won a Super
My
Bowl.
point is like you don't go into it and say you're a bad coach because you have these players.
But he got run out of Philly. Remember, he started over, and then traded for Alex Smith, and then eventually got Patrick Mahomes. You're going to hold everything before Patrick Mahomes against Andy Reid? No. Okay.
But I'm saying he has a very highly regarded win-loss record, playoff win-loss record.
Part of the job, FP. I don't understand what you're saying.
All I'm saying is there's a way you can make the argument that Bill Belichick cannot be a
only cheating.
Hall of
The
Fame.
only counter argument is
No.
cheating. He was responsible for orchestrating a videotaping cheating thing, and then him and Tom Brady were deflating balls. Like, they are both responsible for that. That's the only argument. Everything else he accomplished, whether it was with Tom Brady or Jimmy Garoppolo or Jacoby Brissett, like, they all played stints under Belichick. That team was always competitive. Always.
No.
Brady came out and busted his knee in week 1 of whatever season it was. I don't remember which one. I think it was was it Jimmy or Brissett? Somebody came in and they still made it to the playoffs. Bill doesn't deserve any credit for that.
But they immediately lost in the playoffs.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm just saying.
You keep
all of your arguments
DQ on your shoulder. Okay, DQ's amazing, and it's
the reason I'm fighting with you is all of your arguments that are pro Bill Belichick are complete opposite of all of your arguments why you hate DQ.
How many assistants did Belichick lose over 2 decades? Think about that. How many assistants went to coach elsewhere? And maybe they came back, maybe they didn't.
He does not have a good coaching tree.
I didn't say it was good. I didn't say it was good. But Vrabel is from that tree. What was that? The big fatty's name that went to coach Notre Dame, the genius before the current offensive genius. I'm blanking on it. Charlie Weiss. I don't remember. There was somebody
something like that.
Yeah. How many defensive assistants did he lose all over the league? Belichick was a factory for assistant coaches becoming head coaches. Their performance wasn't good on their own, and many of them came back, including Boy Wonder. What's his face? Daniels. Yes, but he did that year after year after year. Think about all the.
Joe, did we already have Super Bowl predictions?
We touched on it, Andy. Yeah, I mean, FP and I are both on Seattle. As long as Darnold doesn't make any mistakes, Seattle wins pretty handily. Where are you on this?
Yeah, I mean, Seattle for sure. It's going to be a very I don't want to say boring.
35-10. You gave it.
It's not going to be competitive, and it's going to suck. I think the Super Bowl is going to suck this year. But yeah, I'm with you guys. I think Seahawks are going to dominate, and I'm probably going like 33 to like 10. That's my prediction.
I mean, you guys are both got it as blowouts. I think Seattle wins also. I think it'll be closer than that. I think the Patriots can manage 17 points against this defense. Maybe 14. I think they can get 2 touchdowns and a field goal. 17. I also don't think Seattle gets to 40. I think it's somewhere in the 20s. I think it comes down to maybe 1 or 1.5 scores, like a 10-point difference, something like that. But unless Darnold comes out and just throws a pick 6 to start the game and just kind of sucks the life out of the team, they should handily win this.
I kind of want that to happen. I kind of want like a oh shit moment to happen, like at the jump of the game.
It's better for us as fans. I mean, listen,
I hate the Patriots, but like if they come out and boom 10-0 like that, and all of a sudden you have to sort of see the scramble of Seattle.
I'm not cheering for Seattle. All right, as a Skins fan, I cannot cheer for the Seattle Seahawks. I don't necessarily cheer for or against the Patriots, but I mean, I want to see good football. It's our last taste of football for a long time, right? I mean, after this, we've got a whole bunch of NBA that nobody cares about. We've got, some Olympics that maybe somebody cares about. It's the cold dark until we get back.
I'm watching the Super Bowl for Bad Bunny.
No, you're not.
Bad Bunny, baby.
No. No. Isn't Turning Point still doing the alternate halftime? Is that still happening with the Rock alternate halftime? No.
I don't even know where you can watch that.
I mean, there's the lingerie thing that still happens. That's an alternate halftime. There's the kids thing on Nickelodeon. That's a alternate halftime. And I think
halftime is for eating food, and that's it.
Why would anybody want an alternate halftime? Nobody wants to watch Bad Bunny.
I have a really big problem with how Super Bowl commercials now are, because now there's trailers to Super Bowl commercials.
Yes.
I don't understand. I don't understand how you could have a commercial that's a trailer for a commercial.
Yeah.
I don't know what world we live. Like, nobody cares that much about the commercials. Just make it a thing where you release the commercial.
I think we used to care more about commercials when we couldn't just go watch a 20-minute, compilation on YouTube, right? Like it used to be appointment. And yeah, I mean, what was the last Super Bowl we watched without a phone in hand? Like, think about that.
Yeah.
Like 2010,
maybe probably like 2007, 2008.
I mean, iPhone was introduced in 2007, and it really couldn't do anything that made you like distracted probably until
True.
2010.
Yeah.
Right? So like that was really the last time that you were like single screen appointment television. Everything else, we talked about this on OMC, right? Like Netflix makes movies for people that are distracted, right? And sports now caters to people who are distracted, right? So how do you pre-distract them? You start leaking the trailers for
but Pepsi comes out and they have a trailer to their commercial where very clearly the polar bear of Coca-Cola chooses a Pepsi. You gave away the entire commercial in your trailer. There's no way to hide it. Yeah. So the real commercial is going to be what? You have the polar bear, and then let me guess, the next guy is
how many people actually know? Okay. How many people actually know about the Coca-Cola polar bear? Like think about this.
Yeah, the young age have no
idea. It's like Budweiser. The only Budweiser, like
if they rolled out the frogs, they don't care. If they roll out the horses,
they only know the horses because the horses have been ever present for forever, right? But I mean, I would get a pop. I mean, I feel like I'd pop if I saw the Budweiser frogs do something.
I would be excited,
yeah, but there's no context for it. There's no context. I mean,
but I'm just thinking, like you would pop if you saw it live during the Super Bowl for the first time. It would stick.
Yes,
if you see the trailer of it.
Can someone explain to me what pop means?
Pop, like in wrestling, you pop, like pop, like when the crowd pops for. Okay, all right, I see where you're going. The grin on his face says it all. Yeah, okay.
But if you see the trailer for 3 weeks before,
this is why if you're not watching on YouTube, you should make it a point so you can see all the awkward moments where Andy's just smiling into the camera.
And the slow zoom.
The slow zoom gets me every time.
I thought I turned that off. No.
It comes and goes.
It comes and goes. It has a mind of its own.
I mean, we get Winter Olympics opening ceremony on the 6th. So later this week we get
Friday,
yes, and we start
Winter Olympics stink. The only thing that's good is hockey. That's it. Everything else in the Winter Olympics stinks. Maybe like the luge or the bobsleds or whatever. That's it.
No, there's a lot of cool.
I think there's a lot of cool stuff. Even when you get into the final rounds of like some of the pairs like figure skating stuff. Like honestly,
no,
they're doing stuff.
Bobsled
fields can you possibly watch? Is it going to turn into a summer versus winter debate right now?
Curling is actually really fascinating if you watch curling.
It's true. It's true. I like watching curling too. It's so stupid, but I hate it.
Any sport that you see and you're like, you know what? I think I could do that is immediately going to get you some interest, right? It's the Steph Curry argument. I can shoot threes. I can't dunk a ball. I can shoot threes though, right? Curling, I feel like I could curl. I can't bend the way they do. But I could sweep ice. I've been sweeping ice for 2 weeks.
There's so many forearm jokes I can make and not make right now.
Okay. But there is something about these sports. I mean, there is an element of like.
This is the first time in forever that you have had NHL players back in Olympic hockey. And if you remember, like the 4-country tournament, the 4 nations tournament, there was a huge rift between Team USA and Team Canada and fans booing during the national anthem, and you immediately drop gloves and you fight. And these are your teammates. You're fighting your teammates. It's huge. It's going to be so epic. That first US versus Canada game is going to be epic to watch. If you don't watch anything else, watch that first matchup between Team USA and Team Canada. It's great. Actually, Netflix just put out a documentary for the Miracle hockey team that had the movie the Miracle movie.
Yep.
They just released a documentary for the actual team. You should watch that before the Olympics. That would be a good watch too.
I mean, it doesn't take much to get me kind of going on the Olympics. I don't care about the opening ceremony. I don't really care about watching them walk in, and so many of the athletes they make it political about whether they. I don't care about the opening ceremonies, but once the games actually start, I do get into it. There's very little actually, even in the summer. I'm trying to think, like, is there anything that I just turn off? I'm just zero interest in. I think the spirit of competition is there. You want to see America get over. Like some of that stuff is, it's good. It's fine, right? And it gives us something to do immediately after the Super Bowl. Like there will be sports here as soon as we get into.
You're gonna have Olympics, straight into F1, straight into FIFA, straight into football.
NASCAR also starts. Daytona 500 is on the 15th. I mean, there's a lot that kind of just happens. I don't care about college basketball, but I've been trying to just force myself to pay attention to the NBA. That's kind of what started all this last week in the offline chat. the discussion about Giannis maybe getting traded along with his 4 brothers to the Warriors to sign.
It's a three-way trade now, is what they're saying, right?
I think he's now looking at Houston potentially, as opposed to Oakland or Golden State. So I'm not sure.
Trade between. I think he might. I don't know.
I just want the Wiz. I want the Wiz.
Can we do a quick go back to the Olympics? Because while you guys were chatting, I was pulling up the list of winter sports.
Yeah.
In the Olympics, and I just want to go off and give me like a thumbs up or just tell me if you're actually interested or if you even know what the hell it is.
Okay.
Or if you've ever seen it. Alpine skiing.
Yes, thumbs up. Speed down a mountain. In.
Biathlon.
In. That's the ski.
All right, that's a thumbs down. You don't actually know. Bobsled.
Yes,
100%. 100%. Yes.
Cross country skiing.
Yes.
Are you guys going to watch for 72 hours?
I will not watch the full.
I will care about who wins.
I'll watch the end.
I'll
watch the last.
You don't give two craps about cross.
Do you know how hard that is?
No,
that's like speed walking. Nobody.
I'd watch the end of it. I get half. I'll watch half of it.
They don't show the whole. They don't show the whole time.
I mean, Peacock will have everything. I'll watch the daily recap of the cross country. Curling, I can watch.
Curling, I'm in. I'll give you that. Figure skating, I don't know, Joe.
100%. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
So hard.
Me too.
We just did Blades of Glory on OMC. Figure skating,
freestyle, so fast, so much spinning and flipping, and the risk of injury. Yes, I'm in.
No, freestyle skiing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Guys are so realist. No.
What?
Ice hockey, we know. Luge.
Luge is
awesome. Luge is crazy. It's literally just a person head first.
Yeah, how is that not? I mean, also,
I don't know. The only luge I know is like alcohol, like just
from the man point of view, luge might be one of the more entertaining ones to watch.
It's visually appealing.
I don't even know what this is. Nordic combined.
That one I don't know. So I
don't know what that is, but is it cool? Google it. Is it cool?
No. Short track speed skating. There's only like 4.
That one is awesome. That's the one where they're on the ring. It's just like 4 laps, all out sprint, basically on ice.
Are those the ones with like the gigantic blades on their skates?
Yes, and they just go in a circle. Yes.
Right. That one.
What was the Nordic one called?
There's relay events.
Nordic combined.
Combined?
I'm saying it right. It's combined with a D.
Combined.
Combined.
Yeah.
Like a combo. Like it's combined.
Can you say combined?
Combined.
Oh my God.
Combined.
What?
Combined.
Those are not.
Anyways, this next sport, I don't even know what the hell it is.
Combine, or there's like a combo where something is
combined. I didn't know how to say it, so I said it both ways.
Are you wait? Are you an insurance guy? Do you say insurance?
But the next sport is called skeleton. Go ahead and tell me you like skeleton and watch skeleton.
I'm not.
What is skeleton? Nobody knows.
I'm not.
Ski jumping.
Yes, ski jump is the shit. Yes.
Jumping. That's stupid. Nobody cares about it. Snowboarding.
Hold on.
You guys are not like extreme sports people, so stop. Don't even tell me snowboarding is on
pipe. Snowboarding is a ton of fun. Yes.
Skeleton is like the one person bobsled. Like they're on the little
not head
on the little sled. Yeah, not head first.
Yeah.
And they're one person.
I can watch it. There's always risk of launching out of the tube. I can watch it.
No, wait, skeleton is head first.
So
skeleton is
head first.
Luge is the opposite.
Okay.
All right, the last one on this list. I'm not gonna expand it or anything. Ice dance.
No, this one stinks. This one stinks because there's no flipping. It's all like just ball.
Right. I feel like 95% of all your yeses are actually no's, but I'll let you guys run with it.
No, they're yeses.
Yeah, why am I lying about it?
You know what? If your Instagram algorithm starts showing you epic recaps of epic sporting events from the Winter Olympics, and you show the slightest interest in it, you have to call yourself out.
Yeah, if you end up watching more than you think you watch,
if your Instagram algorithm
and vice versa, if you guys don't watch half the crap you say you're gonna watch,
I'm gonna watch ski jump. Ski jump is awesome.
Yeah.
Show me a video. Take a picture or a video of you watching ski jump.
I watch it with my kids. Are you kidding? My kids get sized for they're butt sized for Olympics because the TV's on during the week and they're allowed to watch all the daily.
Nordic combined is ski jumping plus cross country skiing.
There's one where they ski and then they shoot.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. Yeah, remember the Turkish guy at the Summer Olympics?
The athlete jumps from a normal or large hill.
Yeah.
And then upon landing, they go into a pursuit race where the jump scores are converted into time penalties.
It's like
And then so you jump,
cops and robbers.
and then you race. That's kind of cool, actually. That's hard. I think it might be one of the hardest ones for Olympic sports.
Andy, you don't remember the guy that just like looks like a normal dad showing up from Turkey at the Olympics and just
here at all, shot
pulled
with
his
one
pistol
hand.
and just placed. Yeah. God, I didn't know you hated sports and competition so much.
I don't hate sports. I feel like a lot of the sports in the Olympics, we don't care about them. We just don't. We care about the country, and we want America to do.
I will say the same thing that I say every time there's the Olympics. There should always be one non-athlete added into every sport,
just so you can gauge.
so you can see, so you can gauge how insane the athlete.
Great
is
idea. Just pick somebody at random from the crowd.
Just get like a random. Yeah, I know how to ski. I go to Whistler all the time.
Push you down the mountain.
Just throw him on the snow and see what happens.
And here comes Average Billy to place the initial. Yeah, just send him down.
Or any schmuck that's like, I could get in a bobsled and go left or right. Okay, go down this giant ice tunnel and see if you.
I'm not saying I can do any of that. I'm not. I'm just saying it's not fun to watch.
But you love sports. You can't get up for a competition.
I do like competition. I do like sports, but I don't care about I'm not gonna watch figure skating because that doesn't excite me. The competition,
I think
not there for me.
Yeah, I think you're sleeping on what figures like the figure skating, the pairs at the end, like it's extreme. I mean, they're literally winning or losing by like fractions of a point. They're throwing each other in the air with knives on their feet, getting cut. No.
I know what figure skating is. I know what it is. It doesn't take away from the fact that I don't like it or care for it.
Okay.
But you like Summer Olympics more.
I think Summer Olympics has more sports that are entertaining and more exciting.
I don't understand this argument at all. So you're willing to watch people run across country, but they can't ski. Like it's not. It's not more pretty. It's not prettier on TV to watch the mountains in the background. Pass.
I didn't say it. I don't care about cross country skiing or cross country running.
Do you care about swimming and diving?
Swimming is cool. The diving is good.
Diving is kind of stupid.
There's enough. Like if you told me like this is the equivalent of like the group that's dancing in the water and like they do stars together and like orchestrate their I don't give two craps about that. That reminds me of like ice dancing or whatever the hell it is.
All right, but it is kind of cool that they're floating upside down.
Okay, sure, it's cool and they can hold their breath.
Okay, you can't do it.
It's not about me. I don't care. I know I can't do it.
Do you care about badminton and canoeing and cycling and equestrian and fencing?
Cycling is always
interesting. I don't care about any of those. I care about the one where you have to do the triathlon where they swim in the river and then they like run and bike and like all that. That was pretty cool.
Triathlon.
That was pretty cool. Swimming in any kind of nasty muck river is always exciting.
Yeah, but they're also swimming against the current.
But I'm just saying, there's so many summer sports to not.
We get flag football in the next one.
Yeah,
I don't get why you guys are trying to tell me what I can be excited about and what I can't be excited.
You just decided that you hate the Winter Olympics.
You're the one that pulled up a list and said you're not.
I hate the Winter Olympics. I'm questioning you guys' excitement because are you really excited for the Winter Olympics and all the sports that come along with it?
What the hell is
all we were saying is the Super Bowl is next Sunday. Then you go into the darkness of sports. But hey, guess what? There's still NASCAR. There's still the Olympics. There's still F1. There's still the World Cup. There's still a lot of sports to watch. And for whatever reason, in that entire sentence that we're saying there's still sports to watch, Andy decided to unmute and go, the Winter Olympics
figure skating. You hate figure skating. I know.
You guys are lame for watching the Winter Olympics.
You don't watch luge. I'm Andy. I
didn't say any of that stuff. You guys are making up some weird story narrative here.
I eat hot sauce and I watch manly sports.
No, I didn't say any of that. I just am questioning you guys actually watching all these sports.
I will be watching
the daily recaps,
if not a lot of the Olympics. Yes,
the evening primetime Peacock Tarico based coverage is excellent, and then America's Grandpa will pop in from time to time too. Snoop pops in and talks about stuff too. So, yeah.
Well, great. I'm all right. I'm very excited for you guys to watch the Olympics. I will watch hockey probably, and that's it.
We also got OMC we got to talk about here. We got a couple weeks here. I want to get OMC kind of pinned down for OMC 23. There's a little bit of unfinished business. Obviously, we're not gonna go through 22 again. It's out there. Go listen to it if you haven't. I got quite a few people telling me that we were wrong on Rip City.
They were wrong. That's why they're not
I
invited.
think they were wrong too. Yeah, and I stopped responding halfway through the weekend. I'm like, well, you're entitled to your terrible movie takes. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You can send a note. I'll read it online, or I'll let people know. But The Rip was a terrible movie. So anybody who's telling us to go revisit that one, I will never watch that movie again. Sorry, I'm done. I don't need to watch it. But we do need to kind of figure out where we want to go from here. We've been kicking around the idea of doing one Bond film from each of the 4 main Bonds, or maybe just 3, and not doing any of the Daniel Craig ones because they're kind of fresh and we've all seen them anyway. I kind of like that idea, and I would commit to that. 1 Dalton, 1 Connery, 1 Brosnan. I think the Pierce films I think have aged really well, so that's an option. We had also talked about potentially doing sequels only, right? So sequels that were better than the originals. And FP and I were kind of spitballing on this one, Andy. I'm down for that one as well. Do you feel strongly about one or the other for the next OMC? You want to go? You want to lean into James Bond for February? You want to spread them out? What are you thinking?
I'm good with whatever direction you want, but at some point, I feel like I want to tackle like the Grammy-winning movies, ones that won best
Oscar
something or best this or Oscar. Sorry.
Yeah, Oscars. So Oscars are at the end of the month, so we should get some of our stuff out, and then we can cherry pick some of those maybe.
Yeah, I'm down for.
So
are they all available to stream yet?
I don't know.
Nobody's won any.
Like a couple of them.
I want to watch the winners. I don't necessarily want to watch the losers. I think the movie that you picked for us last time actually is in the mix for a couple.
Yeah, that's what spawned this idea. Because What's Her Face won Best Actress, so I was like, all right, what movie was that? So I want to watch, the winners and kind of get our thoughts.
I'm totally fine.
We haven't seen most of them.
I'm totally fine with that. But FP, what direction you want to go for 23? You want to go Bond only? You want to split them up? I think the sequels should be their own thing. I think if we're going to do sequels, we pick 3 sequels and we watch them on a standalone.
Ease of streaming. I'm going to say Bond because it's currently on Netflix, the entire collection. So this is going to be the easiest it'll ever be to knock that segment out.
Okay.
And then after that, we could probably do Andy's thing and go Oscar winners, and then after that go
sequels.
Sequels.
Okay. Do we want to pick 3 Bond movies? 2 Bond movies? What do you guys want to do? I think we leave the Daniel Craig ones out because again, I think there's a recency bias attached to them. I think they're all going to score better. Like the gritty darkness of all of the Daniel Craig ones is going to be better. I do think we should revisit Brosnan. I think I have a selection for that one if you want to do it. With Dalton, there's only 2 to pick from, so I'll leave it up to you. But I think there's one that's clearly better than the other. And then Connery, honestly, I don't know much. So somebody else picked the Connery one. I'm not going to have much of an opinion on any, or unless you want to do 4, we add a Roger Moore one in there too.
The Connery ones, you really just need to start with the first 2. So Dr. No is just your very first taste of Bond in general. I'm
okay also dropping Connerys, but I know that's sacrilege.
I think it's a nice way to that's sort of all of your Bond-isms come from Sean Connery, right? Shaken Not Stirred, the way he says his name, introduction to Q and Moneypenny and M and all of that stuff. Like that's kind of your first taste. So I think you need it as a reference point to see how it changed from Bond to Bond and era to era.
I'm totally down. I'm fine.
I think I would say from Russia with Love, probably over Dr. No, because that's your first real taste of like dealing with Spectre.
Okay.
And then you can proceed. So you can
Andy, do you have a file on any of these? Do you care strongly about one or the other from the Connery era?
No, I don't think I've seen any of those. So whatever you guys pick, just tell me and I'll watch it.
So FP, you make the pick then. You make the call. Which one are we watching from Connery?
From Connery, let's do From Russia with Love.
Okay, From Russia with Love. Moving on to Roger Moore. Do we want to do a Moore movie or do you want to skip the Roger Moore era? Anybody feel strongly about this one? I'm going to say To Live and Let Die. That's a late 70s flick set in New Orleans. That is a badass movie.
Yeah, we can. I'm good at that.
You have another one that some of the 80s ones are not the best. A View to a Kill is not very good. Which one had the lotus under the water? Was it The Spy Who Loved Me? I think we could do that too. Andy, which one sounds better? The Spy Who Loved Me or To Live and Let Die? Pick one. Just pick.
The Spy Who Loved Me sounds gay. The other one.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do To Live and Let Die. FP, if you're tracking.
That's for Roger Moore.
Yep. And then
Okay.
Timothy Dalton.
The Spy Who Loved Me is, I think, well received over the other one.
It is. You want to override Andy?
To gays. All right, fine. Let's watch it.
Stop. I don't want to edit that out. Stop dropping that word.
Clip it.
All right, FP. So we've got From Russia with Love, The Spy Who Loved Me. Those are the first two. Timothy Dalton gave us 2 movies to pick from.
Daylights or License.
Yes.
Your preference on that one.
Andy, which one sounds better to you? The Living Daylights or License to Kill?
License to Kill.
Okay, License to Kill it is. And then Brosnan, I've seen these 4. I'm going to say we should not do GoldenEye.
I agree with that.
I think The World Is Not Enough is okay. The one I would want to revisit is the one with the chick from that movie. What's her name? From Superman. The chick that played Lois.
That's Tomorrow Never Dies?
Tomorrow Never Dies. That's the one with the media mogul. I think that one.
Yeah. And then Die Another Day is the worst one, so we don't do that at all.
Okay, so then
that might be the worst Bond of all the Bonds.
A View to a Kill is a really bad movie. It's really bad.
Yeah, so is Moonraker, but Die Another Day is still.
Yeah,
I think that's the worst one.
Okay,
but Tomorrow Never Dies for.
Let's do Tomorrow Never Dies. I think that's also we see a 740 or 750 IL in that one, the BMW.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, those are our 4. That's a heavy lift though. You think we can knock this out in the next 2 weeks? Doable?
Yeah, I can knock it out, no problem.
Okay. I know I've got some sequel stuff ready to go too, so I think the sequel one will be fun when we get there. But okay, let's drop it in the chat. We'll get the boys watching, and then hopefully we'll get that recorded in the next couple of weeks. And anybody following along, they can join us, and we'll review 4 Bond movies. It's gonna be great. As we get into the postseason, the off-season movie club comes into full gear. I think we're gonna have to commission some audio, like a proper lead-in for that show. Andy, anything you want to plug?
Oh, nope, not today.
Not today. Okay, FP, anything from you, sir?
Nothing here. We'll be posting up some prop bets probably in the Patreon. I'll cook some up. We can share them.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good. Sounds good. Boys, thank you for making time. Episode 370 in the books. My name is Joe. Thank you to FP. Thank you for Andy for jumping on. Look out for OMC 23 in the next couple of weeks. We'll do a post Super Bowl recap show next week. We'll do some probably some NBA coverage next week as well. We'll get ready. We'll jump into all the winter sports that Andy hates from the Olympics. It'll be a great show. And then we'll, like I said, we'll transition into OMC here nice and smooth. Hoping to keep the weekly recording cadence alive. As we saw last year, we were able to do it basically through the end of the basketball season. Then we like to take the summers off, so we'll see how that plays out. But for now, if you haven't joined us on Patreon, please go do so. Patreon.com/DTC Defeating the Curse. You can find the show basically anywhere you get your audio, but if you want it first, it's on Patreon. The chat features come into life too. We have an online, offline chat, which is great. That feature's coming soon. Do not pay and buy anything from the Patreon. I'm trying to figure out how to turn that off. We are not selling anything there. It's all free. Just go join. Thank you again. Episode 370. Share it with a friend. Until next week, we're out.